The arrival of the alien widow. The void of space stretched endlessly before Thor, the god of thunder, as he approached the fractured remnants of a distant alien civilization. From orbit, the shattered city glimmered like broken jewels against the black canvas of the cosmos. Crystal towers lay fractured, streets of molten stone reflected distant starlight, and fragments of alien constructs floated like memories in the cold vacuum. Thor landed with the grace of a god, hammer Mjolnir in hand, boots touching scorched ground that still hummed with latent energy. The air was thick with traces of cosmic storms and ancient power. He had sensed a disturbance here, a cry across galaxies, and destiny had led him to this place. From the shadow of a collapsed palace emerged a figure. She was tall, regal, and carried herself with an unshakable authority. Her armor shone with silver-blue radiance, reflecting the fractured starlight, and long midnight blue hair flowed like cosmic rivers around her shoulders. Her eyes, golden and piercing, held centuries of grief, strength, and command. "You've come," she said, her voice echoing like distant thunder across the ruins. Thor straightened. "I felt the disturbance. Are you the last of your people?" "I am Zyranna," she replied, her tone unwavering. "The last widow of the Oraven line. My civilization has fallen. My mate is gone. And now, you stand before me, god of thunder." Her gaze locked onto him, appraising, weighing. "Perhaps the universe has not entirely forsaken me." Thor's heart skipped, not for danger, but for the weight of her words. "I've seen many worlds destroyed, many civilizations erased by time and war. I want to help." Zyranna's lips curved faintly. "Help? There's only one way now. One final legacy must continue. One bond must be forged." Thor arched an eyebrow. "And what is that?" "I need a mate," she said, her golden eyes unwavering. "And you must provide strength worthy of the legacy you carry across galaxies." Thor's mouth opened, then closed. He had fought gods, monsters, and cosmic entities, but nothing had prepared him for this challenge. This was not a battle of fists or storms. It was a trial of heart, of honor, and of destiny. "You ask much," he said cautiously. "A bond like that is not merely duty. It requires choice, trust, and mutual understanding." Zyranna stepped closer, and Thor felt the subtle force of her presence like the pull of a planet's gravity. On Oraven, choice is tested by trial. Love, trust, and strength are measured not by words, but by deeds. If you are to stand beside me, you must prove your worth. Thor clenched his fists, Mjolnir humming faintly with cosmic energy. "What must I do?" "The trials are threefold," she explained, her voice softening but firm. "First, you will face the echoes of my people's fury. Second, you will bear the weight of their sorrow. And third," her gaze sharpened, full of challenge and promise, "you must confront me, not as a warrior, but as an equal. Only then will you truly understand what it means to carry this bond." Thor felt the gravity of her words settle deep within him. He had always fought for worlds, for justice, for honor. But this was a test of his soul, of his heart. And beneath the trials, he sensed a growing pull, a connection that transcended duty and danger. Zyranna's expression softened, a flicker of warmth appearing beneath her regal demeanor. "Do not mistake this for a mere request, God of Thunder. This is your opportunity to become more than a hero of one world, to become a savior across galaxies, to carry legacy, and, perhaps, to find what you have never known before." Thor exhaled slowly, feeling the pull of both challenge and desire. His eyes met hers fully, and in that moment, he saw not just grief, not just command, but fire, hope, and the weight of destiny itself. "I do not fear this," Thor said, voice steady. "But I will not take this lightly. I will honor your trials and your legacy." Zyranna inclined her head, a rare acknowledgement of respect and intrigue. "Then come, God of Thunder. The trials begin, and perhaps, by the end, you will see that this bond is not merely about survival, but about destiny." The stars above seemed to shine brighter as Thor followed her into the ruins, the faint hum of crystal towers and cosmic winds surrounding them. This was no longer just a mission. It was the beginning of a journey that would test heart, strength, and the deepest ties of love across worlds. And as the twin moons cast silver light over the shattered city, Thor realized this was not just a meeting of hero and survivor. It was the meeting of destiny itself. Trials of heart and honor. The ruins of the alien city glowed faintly under the twin moons, their fractured spires casting long shadows across the cracked streets. Thor followed Zyranna through corridors of broken crystal and molten stone, each step reverberating with the silent echoes of a lost civilization. "This place," Thor began, or in his voice, "it carries more than memories. It feels alive." Zyranna's golden eyes softened briefly. "It is alive. In fragments. My people's strength, their sorrow, and their rage linger here. You will face all of it." Thor stopped. "Face it?" "Yes," she said, stepping aside to reveal a massive chamber lined with glowing crystal panels. "These are the memory crystals. They hold echoes of my people, visions of their final moments, their fury, their grief. To prove your worth, you must not fight these memories, nor push them aside. You must endure them, understand them, and carry them without breaking." Thor's fists tightened. He had battled gods and monsters, endured cosmic storms, faced destruction itself. Yet he felt the weight of this challenge differently. It was not physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and profoundly intimate. As he stepped forward, the crystals flared to life. Voices, thousands of them, resonated in his mind. Screams, pleas, laughter, and tears swirled around him like a tempest. Images of warriors falling, children clinging to parents, lovers torn apart by fire. They all struck him with raw intensity. Thor clenched his jaw, feeling the pull of empathy and the ache of grief. The god of thunder could not simply strike or throw Mjolnir. He had to stand still, let the waves of sorrow and rage pass through him, absorb them without losing himself. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours. Each crystal pulsed, projecting visions more vivid than the last. Thor felt tears burn in his eyes, not of weakness, but of connection. He allowed himself to feel each fragment of pain, each echo of hope, until the chamber fell silent, the crystals dimming. Zyranna approached, her expression unreadable. Most would have fled. You stood. You did not break. That is the first trial. Thor exhaled slowly. It was necessary, he admitted. To understand your people, I had to truly see them. To honor them, I had to feel them. The second trial awaited in the central plaza of the ruins, beneath the skeletal remains of what had once been a grand palace. Now, Zyranna said, you will bear the weight of sorrow in another form. At her command, the ground shimmered and a cascade of images unfolded in the air. Visions of the alien widow herself, moments of solitude, grief, and longing after the fall of her people. Thor watched, not as a hero assessing danger, but as a partner bearing witness. Each image revealed a depth of loss, resilience, and loneliness that spoke to the heart rather than the mind. Thor felt the pull of emotion stronger than any hammer strike, any thunderclap. His hand instinctively went to his chest, feeling his heartbeat in response to the silent suffering before him. Zyranna stood near, watching, letting him endure without interference, her presence both commanding and intimate. Finally, the third trial, the most delicate, and perhaps the most daunting, began. Thor and Zyranna returned to the temple's shattered courtyard. The twin moons cast a silver glow, and the ruins shimmered softly, highlighting the gravity of what was to come. This is the final trial, Zyranna said. Her voice was no longer commanding, but soft, almost vulnerable. You must face me, not as a warrior, not as a protector, but as an equal. See me for who I am, and allow yourself to be seen. Thor felt the subtle pull of her gaze, and in that moment, he realized the truth of this trial. It was not about strength, nor about endurance. It was about connection, trust, and vulnerability. He stepped closer. Their shadows merged beneath the alien moons, their eyes meeting in an unspoken understanding. I see you, he said quietly. Not as a survivor, not as a legend, but as someone who deserves recognition, trust, and something more. Zyranna's lips curved in the faintest, approving smile. And I see you, God of Thunder. A warrior, yes, but one who carries heart, honor, and courage not just in battle, but in spirit. The ruins around them seemed to respond. The faint glow of the city brightened, colors of gold and crimson flowing across shattered crystals, painting the courtyard with ethereal light. The cosmic winds stayed, lifting their flowing hair and capes as if blessing the bond forming between them. Thor exhaled, feeling the weight of the trials lift. He had faced rage, sorrow, and vulnerability, and in doing so, had proven not only his worth but the sincerity of his heart. Zyranna extended her hand, her golden eyes glowing softly. You have passed, Thor. Not just the trials, but the unspoken promise between us. You are worthy of standing by my side, as my equal, and perhaps more than that. Thor's hand met his, the energy of connection flowing between them like a current of cosmic light. For the first time, he did not feel like a solitary god traversing the universe. He felt the pull of something larger, bond, destiny, and a connection that transcended worlds. The stars above shimmered in approval, and for a fleeting moment, the ruins felt alive again, not with echoes of the past, but with the promise of what was to come. Thor and Zyranna stood together, equal in strength and spirit, their bond now forged through trial, endurance, and the beginnings of something far deeper than either had anticipated. Cosmic bond beyond worlds. The shattered alien city glimmered under twin moons, its crystal towers reflecting silver and crimson light across the scorched streets. Thor stood at the heart of the ruins, Mjolnir in hand, the weight of his trials now behind him. Beside him, Zyranna, tall and radiant, her silver-blue armor shimmering, regarded him with a gaze both commanding and intimate. The air between them pulsed with the echoes of the trials, the fury of her people, the sorrow of loss, and the vulnerability they had both shared. Now, those echoes felt transformed, softened by the connection they had forged. This was no longer simply about honor or strength. It was about trust, heart, and the bond they had chosen to create together. You have faced everything I could offer, Zyranna said softly, and yet you stand not just unbroken, but willing. Thor stepped closer, letting the glow of cosmic light dance across his armor. It was never just about proving strength. It was about understanding, respecting, and connecting. With you, with your people, with the legacy you carry. For a long moment, neither spoke. The city ruins shimmered faintly, as if the cosmos itself held its breath. Then Zyranna lifted her hand, brushing a strand of his flowing hair back, her golden eyes soft but intense. You see me, she whispered. Truly see me. And I see you, not just as a god, not just as a hero, but as someone capable of heart, honor, and desire. Thor's chest rose with deep breaths. He had faced countless battles, wielded thunder against gods and monsters, yet nothing had tested him like this intimate vulnerability. And yet, in that test, he had found something more powerful than any storm: connection. I do, he said. I see you. And I feel this bond. Beyond worlds, beyond duty. The ruins seemed to respond. Faint auroras painted the sky in colors that had never existed before. Gold bleeding into crimson, silver merging with violet, flowing across fractured spires and the remaining shards of crystal towers. The twin moons cast a soft glow that mirrored the warmth between them, highlighting flowing capes and hair, the strength and elegance of two beings who had found common ground in a galaxy that had known only chaos. Zyranna took a tentative step closer, her hand reaching for his. Thor met her halfway, their hands intertwining, fingers clasped firmly. The connection sparked a gentle ripple of cosmic energy, subtle yet undeniable, a manifestation of trust, legacy, and desire entwined. This, Zyranna whispered, is what it means to carry the past forward, to honor what was lost and create something new. Together. Thor nodded, his eyes meeting hers. Together, he repeated. The word carried weight, promise, and the silent acknowledgement of something larger than themselves, a bond that could outlast empires, galaxies, and time itself. As they stood chest to chest, the energy of the ruins around them seemed to pulse with life. Light shimmered across their armor and flowing capes, the cosmic winds lifting hair and cloth in a dance of freedom, intimacy, and unity. In that moment, the line between hero and survivor, god and widow, blurred. They were equals, partners, bound by shared trials, mutual respect, and the faint glow of desire that had grown steadily since the first challenge. Thor lowered Mjolnir, letting it rest against the ground. It was no longer a weapon in this place. It was a symbol of strength now shared, not wielded alone. Zyranna's hand lingered on his chest, feeling the beat of his heart, a pulse that matched her own in cadence and resonance. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if the cosmos itself recognized the union. The past, with all its sorrow and fury, faded softly into the background, leaving only the promise of the future, a future they would face together. Thor whispered, almost to himself, the galaxy may have tested us, but, hey, now, we are more than warriors. We are something eternal. Zyranna smiled, a rare warmth illuminating her golden eyes. Then let this bond be our legacy, Thor. Not of war, not of duty alone, but of connection, love, and hope that spans worlds. And so, beneath the twin moons and amidst the glowing remnants of a civilization reborn in spirit, Thor and Zyranna stood together, their hands intertwined, their hearts aligned, their bond forged in trial, honor, and desire. The cosmic winds whispered approval, and the ruins shimmered with light, symbols not of endings, but beginnings. A legacy written in stars, a bond beyond worlds, and a love that would endure wherever galaxies stretched.